Okay, I'm speaking with Laramie County Clerk Debra Lee. Debra, Election Day, primary election day 2020, we have vote centers again. People can vote wherever they want. Is that right?
That is correct. We have 7 vote centers in Laramie County, and so between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m., voters can go to the center that's most convenient to them.
And there is a list of those centers on your Facebook page or on your website. We're also posting that. People can register at the polls. Is that correct?
They can. So if a person is not currently registered to vote, they may register and vote at the polling place. They need to bring government-issued identification. The Wyoming driver's license, if they have that, they need to bring that. If they don't have a Wyoming driver's license, we do accept driver's licenses from other states, as well as, of course, military ID, U.S. passport, student ID, those sorts of documents.
Now, people should expect to take a little longer to vote tomorrow. Is that right?
Possibly. Since so many people voted early or by absentee ballot, we may not have issues with waiting, but we do want voters to bear in mind that we do have social distancing protocols within the vote center. So that process may seem a little slower.
And is there anything else in particular people should know about voting in the primary election?
Well, I do want to point out that the office of president is not on the ballot. Some people are under the mistaken impression that it is, and the president will only be on the ballot in November's election. This primary election is a partisan election. So if you're registered with the Republican Party, you will get a Republican ballot. If you're registered with the Democratic Party, you get a Democratic ballot. And if you are unaffiliated, the only thing on your ballot is going to be mayor and city council. And that, of course, is if you reside within city limits. If you are in the county, there is no ballot for unaffiliated voters.
And as of right now, you can be a registered Democrat, though, and go in and ask for a Republican ballot or vice versa, right?
You can. I was just about to add that. Yeah, a voter can change their party affiliation at the polling place. You do need to have your ID to do that because we have to change your registration. So I recommend people bring their ID if they're registered, or if they're not registered, bring your ID. It's a good practice.
Now, Debra, on the ID, my understanding was that if people absolutely don't have an ID, they can fill out an affidavit to vote. Do I have that right or not?
Well, what we do is we have a provisional ballot that they can vote by that.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So there is a way to vote. It's just a different process.
Correct.
But you'd prefer people have ID?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it just makes the process so much easier, and that way we can get their registration all sorted out. So, yeah, we do recommend bringing an ID.
Debra, last time I talked to you, we had an unusually high number of absentee voters. Is that still holding true?
Yes. We still have, Doug, people who have not turned in their absentee ballots yet, and I do want to remind those folks that still do have their absentee ballot that they have until 7 p.m. tomorrow, which is Election Day, to get that ballot to us. And we do have the 24/7 absentee ballot drop box, which is outside the county building on Cary Avenue between 19th and 20th. So please get your ballots in. As of Friday afternoon, we had, about 2,600 folks that still had their absentee ballots.
And how many people total had asked for absentee ballots at last report?
There were 10,747.
That's unusually high, isn't it?
It's extremely high, yes. The typical rate we get is 1,600 for a primary election.
Okay. Debra, that's all I have, unless there's something else you'd like to add.
I would remind voters that when you go to vote, please leave your campaign paraphernalia at home. I know we all have our candidates and beliefs that we have, and so we do ask that voters not wear any campaign material, hats, T-shirts, buttons, those sorts of things when they go to vote.
Okay. Debra, I appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.